We thought we'd go to our poll question for today. And our question today is in relation to what we're set to celebrate then tomorrow, which is Mother Language Day. What is the most effective way, you think, to preserve one's mother tongue in South Africa, especially in South Africa? Some question marks around westernization and the like, etc. Some ask about your own, the way you speak as being a key proponent to how you might have lost your own mother tongue, etc. So what do? Should we promote it more in the media space? Should we be promoting it more, doing a little bit more from ourselves? Speak it at home a lot more, as opposed to maybe speaking more Western languages. In public spaces, we should definitely be doing that a whole lot more, which means that whether there needs to be translators and the like, that still needs to happen. Or should it be through education? And maybe that will play a key part. Speaking of education, of course, we're going to have that conversation with the Director of Language Services at UNISA in just a moment. But if you want to vote in this one, do scan the QR code as you see it on your screen. You can also share your views and your thoughts on this, because every year we get to the stage, and we talk about this annually here on the show, but we try to ensure that the conversation isn't just one that we're just having haphazardly, but really about how we keep things in mind. Let's very quickly, I'm going to go to something just now as well, but Dr. Mpho Monareng, Director of Language Services at UNISA, joining us this morning. If you were to join this poll, which one should we be doing here? How do we preserve one's mother tongue in South Africa? Should it be, so the four options that we have here is to promote it in media, speak it at home, use it in public spaces more, or through education? What do you think?
I think the media part is important, because that's what is branding, is trending.
Yeah, so us keeping it in this media space. I guess the question mark is just how and in which ways do we do it? Does that mean we need far more multilingual conversations as opposed to us doing news just in English, etc., for example, more newspapers that are in mother tongue languages, etc. So a very interesting one actually there. So do scan the QR code as you see it on the screen. You can also use social media to give us your thoughts at Newzroom405, hashtag AimReport405. Before we continue with the interview though, we've actually just prepared just something for you, particularly around mother tongues. Listen to this from the Newzroom Afrika family.
Molweni, igama lam ndinguzukiswa Cetywayo, ndiyinzalelwane yaseMonareng kwilali yasemadumasini eNcome Springs. Into eyenza ndithande isiXhosa lulwimi olumnandi kakhulu kwilizwekazi lonke leAfrika. Lulwimi olunembali etyebileyo yaye lunentsingiselo entsokothileyo yenkcubeko nokuthanda amasiko nezithethe. Le mbali yenza okokuba sihlale siyazi imvelaphi yethu esawuthi ngenye imini siyigqithisele kwizizukulwana ngezizukulwana. Enye into eyenza ndisithande isiXhosa indlela osithetha ngayo, incakama yolwimi, nendlela esibonwa ngayo zizizwe ngezizwe.
Ek is baie trots en geseënd om 'n Suid-Afrikaner te wees. Ek is ook deel van 'n groot divers familie en net baie trots dat Afrikaans deel van my taalgebruik is.
Into eyenza ukuthi ngithande ulimi lwesiZulu, umlando wakwaZulu, amagugu akwaZulu, bese kuba usikompilo nemfundiso esinikezwe abazali. Engicabanga ukuthi lokho kufaka inhlonipho, impatho, ukuzazi ukuthi uphuma phi uya kuphi, okuyisisekelo mhlambe somuntu uma ephila emhlabeni.
Kazoe mese kwa muri kumatima nenyika starangu ndinonzi Charlotte Nyatanga nasizo rakakosha shikorora tunopemberera rurimi rwa amai. Semuna ntaura chishona aiwa ndonzwa kudada zvakanyanya nemutauro wangu. Nekuti unondipatsanura kubva kune mamwe marudzi akasiyana-siyana. Muchishona tine tsumo, madimikira, zvirawe nengano zvinoita kuti mutauro wedu uve neudzamu, upfume. Chirungu chinombotibvisa chiri kumeso, chinombotivhiringa, ukazviruma iwe dzimwe ngosekwa, asi kana chitaura shona aiwa tinenge takagadzikana, hana yakaterama, tisingatyi nekuti mutauro watakaserwa nemadzitateguru edu. Saka ngatisarasei mutauro wedu. Chero tiri kunyika dzisiri dzedu, nyangwe tiri kunyika dziri kure, asi mutauro wedu ngauchengetedzwe.
Ndawa yandona. Nandi muvenda mubikwa na ivela viva muthu asala. Ndidela ine ndadirwa khana no ḓitongisa nga Tshivenda tsha hashu. Zwine nda zwi funesa nga Tshivenda ndi ngauri Tshivenda tsha ḓala u ṱhonifha, tsha ḓala na u kaidza. Ṱhonifho ndi zwithu zwine zwa wanala ngomu ha Tshivenda. Muthu amba Tshivenda are muvenda wa swika hune a kone u bvisela nnḓa vhuḓipfi hawe na zwine a khou ṱoḓa u amba zwone zwa pfala nga nḓila yo teaho. Ndi a ḓihudza no ḓirwa khana ngo vha muvenḓa.
Lexi ni xi rhandzaka hi ririmi ra le kaya ra Xitsonga i ku ri i kota ku vulavula na vanhu vo hambana, hambi i maZulu, hambi i maNdebele ha twana. Also ku na vanhu lava vulavulaka Xichangani eMozambique na le Zimbabwe, so ni nga suka laha ni famba ni ya le a ni nga tleli xitarateni hi ku ni ta kota ku vulavula na vanhu lava loko va kota ku ni twa. Ene mina kaya hi va ka Ngoveni hi ri na Valambya Kunyela.
Okay. Well, but those are all the languages. Well, not all of them, but those are just some of the languages. Sebenza la ekhaya bayakhuluma basho kanje ukuthi hayi cha ulimi lwabo bayawuthanda nje impela ekhaya. Le guy Ntate, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it. How important is this?
This is very important. You see, language is about yourself, where you come from, how you see the world, how you perceived it, and how you will continue interacting with the world. That is very caring. They express a deep sense of the identity that they need to express and share with posterity. What is very important is we need the language to make money.
Also true.
We need the language to trend.
Yes.
Because if it doesn't have financial value, economic value, obviously people are not going to be able to see the importance of that.
Is that the only way we do it, though? Just it has to have some sort of economic value, because shouldn't traditional value, shouldn't respect, shouldn't the honor of your own family ties, etc., be sufficient? Why is it not enough?
The honor is important. Remember, it is the language that will carry that. But if it remains in the cocoon, it is not going to function anyway. The culture that we're talking about, the sense of respect that are common to all the nations and all the people of the world will never be put in the foreground for everybody to see if the language is not given that space. So what is in contention here is the space, the mainstream. And the mainstream, as you know, will be on French, on English, and all the colonial language. Yeah. So how do we make sure that in our own system, like Arabile, so all the time.
What is causing us to be at this stage? Like, is it just because of colonialism? Or is it because we've decided we have to choose one so that everybody understands? And we've decided that one.
It came through coloniality with its all baggages and the intention that it was constructed to do. So space. Because they will never bypass English, and the aim is not to bypass English. The aim is to coexist with English, so that they become part of our everyday life. One of the cultures, the deity, and all those kind of things. Immediately you take that and put that in English. You water it down completely to a point of insignificant. Yeah. And again, issue of deity in religion and the like. And when we pray, when we articulate ourselves in English, how damaged we seem to be. And we continue that. And we craft the system of life that is entrenched to a point of subconsciousness that reproduce the dominance and the dominance of the main languages that have been in this colonial past for a long time. There
aren't enough. And I'll give you an example with myself. First time I learned isiZulu properly as a home language, which is what it is, I was in primary school already. And it was very late. I can even relay a story that my mother likes to tell, but I'll choose not to. But it's one of those where it was fairly embarrassing in some ways, right? To say that I knew English first before I got to know my own mother tongue, you know, and it was because there was nobody really teaching, even from a schooling perspective. And then my first teacher in isiZulu was a white lady who was learning it herself. And also the difficulty is that maybe we don't have enough teachers.
You see, there's something that is called acquisition. You pick up a language unaware and naturally, and you find that you're fluent in that language.
Yeah.
So in your case is that maybe in the house, they were speaking English throughout. So the first language that you associated and looked at the world with or using it is English. So in that case, your window into the world, the lenses in the world will be the first language that you're speaking around yourself. So isiZulu never became your first language.
Yeah.
It became your mother tongue that you cannot be able to access it and be able to use it. So that is where the problem is. The problem is in the house. But again, as I said, it's bigger than the house, it's the system. Gona bele nka bolela le wena ka bolela ka English ya Limpopo with the accent ya Limpopo. A ke re ke tlo fetoga ka ra ke a tlhalefa.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
There's something wrong.
Yeah,
This
you're right.
Limpopo pronounce these things. And I bolela with guttural sound yesiZulu. One is going to be worse also. That I would say anything. So the problem is the system, even the policy within the broadcasting environment. Let's just get into this space.
Yeah.
The policy says English only. In this live environment, and people are listening to us, you're going to lose your job. But now it cannot be. So what we're saying that because you're here, because some of people are in management of this very same organization, there should be a concerted effort. Some other programs that are taken and facilitated through the medium of English. Remember, we've got medium of African, one of the African languages. Remember, bana ba majejia, but and bashumisha the AI, bashumisha all the phones. And people should understand the importance of this language. Put these things into those trending platforms. And the more they use it, you remember this thing, Yadim, webometric rating. The more you use it, the more the language trends and it turns into different spaces. Ki did something before in my previous life. Ki did relationship with a certain book company. You've got books here. You kind of foreground books that are written in English. I want us to go and dig deep into the books Chela Jahale. Bafela ba re bana aba tsebe mathematics. Ke re banya ke dibuka tša mathematics Chela Jahale ja ngwala ka seZulu re di bemo and we published. We made it a very big affair throughout the country. I think it was in 2016. So wa bona such kind of thing ke rena re tšea concerted effort and rena ke bolela ka re ba boletši ba šomiši ba polelo ye e beng polelo ya rena ke rena re gapeletšang so ge re ka se gapeletše e ka se direge
a tloke tšhelete ntho ena
a nyake tšhelete bangwe ba tla e bea ba re ke political will in political part the political part ke yona e senyang dilo a re no re will le investment will who wants to invest in these languages gore di kgone gore di tšwele pele ke rena and the board meetings, if we're executives, we make sure that we foreground this, we make sure the change the pedagogy di ba on.
Thank you so much, though. Really, really appreciate your time as well.